It's OL'TJP. This is the last video at this apartment complex. Very excited. We're gonna be moving to a house. We're gonna have a studio in the garage. We're gonna have some more space to shoot out back. It's gonna be so incredible. Super excited. But this is the last you'll see of this spot. Thank you guys for all the memories here. It's been so epic. I shot 4 videos for Insta360 and I focused on orbiting, right? The camera rotating around objects. It's one of my favorite things is to have the camera, like the parallax that comes with it, focus in on something at a certain part of the frame. So for this video, I made 4 really creative ways to orbit the camera in ways that are very unconventional, and some of them just downright ridiculous. First one I did was, I did the orbit around the desk, right? I put up like a 8-foot circular ring and had the camera on it, and a motor drove that around in circles, creating like a hyperlapse around me. That was really cool, kind of like front flipping the camera. Next, I put the very small skateboard bearing with a clamp on my my wife Nicole's paintbrush, so when she's painting, camera's swinging around the paintbrush, focusing. Very, very cool. I used the Go 3S for that. And the next one was the most ridiculous spinny mount ever that I used on Biker Brett, where we had an extension come off completely off to the side, long enough to get over the wheels, down towards the ground, where the camera was grazing the ground as he mountain biked. That was an awesome one. I wish we could have like had him freaking romp some trails or something, but very, very ridiculous, and was like bending, and of course all the mounts even tightened all the way down, were bending, but we still got some cool shots with that. And the last one was the kiddies had a cat wheel that spun around in a circle like a hamster wheel, cut a hole in that, put the camera in there, and then they were able to sprint on that thing. That thing went super viral, which was super fun to see over Christmas. So I'm just gonna run you through the 4 of those, and I hope you guys enjoy, and I'm gonna just do like a live reaction because I actually haven't seen a lot of these in a while. Such a freaking pain in the butt. It's working. So for the intro of this one, I had I added more fans hitting the thing, even though there wasn't that many fan hits in a row. I kind of made it to capture your attention and get like, oh crap, what is he doing? What is that ring? And I think that was a fun addition, and I really do think it added to the hype. Also, it falling over was hilarious. I think that kept people's attention. So I loved how I started that one. And I didn't give people too much because I wanted the behind the scenes to be on the Patreon. So Patreon has the full behind the scenes. Very exciting video. Cool to see the build. It took me like 3 days to get this dialed in. And then you see the 360 shot and the Ace Pro shot. So that was a very cool one. Finally got it to rotate around. What up, gang? It's OL'TJP and my wife Nicole. Nicole's a beautiful artist.
I just really want to see how we're gonna get a camera to attach to a paintbrush.
Skateboard bearing, so figured it's the easiest thing.
Should I get
The lady that shoots every time she scans is so good. We think we found the spot. Alright, so we rigged up this crazy spinny mount. We got a little counterweight. This was cool because we were able to use the spinny mount in several different ways. We mounted it to the canvas, to the paintbrush, and then I even held it like sideways, so it was kind of like doing this weird vertical orbit around her. Yeah, right there. Could be cool, could work. The funny part about this was I had to like basically, I had to hold the canvas sideways for her to actually paint on it like this, because of course if you have your paintbrush up in the air, it's gonna just slouch to one side. So we got creative and made sure we got that epic shot where the paint comes off the brush. And it's just so out of control. I wish we, could have been actually painting something a little more precise, but that's okay. It did the job for what we were doing. Ground pan up slow. A little bit more behind the scenes with F4V.
Yes, sir. It's gonna be nuts, dude.
Biker Brett. This was crazy. We definitely smoked this camera. It was dragging the ground a few different times, but we got the shots we needed, and the counterweight also is like duct taped onto his head, but it's all good. It was fun to try this out and get super close to the wheel like that. Super cool. I really wanted to see what it would look like rotating around him and just barely missing the wheel. Where's it going? Me and the dad. Good girl. The little floppy bellies back and forth are so funny. Oh, this was such a fun one. That cat wheel was on its last legs. It was literally falling apart, and I had to like hold it together. I was down below like pushing it because they ran on it so much that it had like widened out and ripped the plastic. So I was like holding the plastic up on one side, especially because the camera made it extra thick on the bottom, and it was scrubbing the like holder. So I was able to finally like get it propped up enough. The cats were able to do literally just a few spins on it, and we called it a day. It worked out. So the cameras I used on this was the Insta360 X4, the Ace Pro 2, and then the Go 3S for a couple shots. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hit the links down below if you guys want to buy a camera. I'll get a little bit of a kickback, which is nice, and you can support me that way. If not, check out Patreon, and then just drop a comment, follow, like, whatever you guys want to do if you guys want to support me that way. Thank you guys again, and we'll see you guys at the next place, the next studio. Let's go.